Hello friend and welcome back to my channel, Blue Nose Trading. My name is Tori Solis and today I'm going to be testing Micro Pearl from the Mayco Stoneware Glaze collection. I'll be testing this glaze on 7 different clay body test tiles as well as on a textured white stoneware mug. This is a cone 6 glaze that is lead-free, non-toxic, and listed by the manufacturer as dinnerware safe. I like to test glazes on lots of different clay bodies to get a general idea of how a glaze is going to behave on different colors or surfaces. Everyone out there is working with a different kind of clay, and maybe one of these tiles can help you guess as to what might happen for you. As always, I strongly recommend that you make your own test tiles in your own kiln. Fire your tiles exactly how you would fire your normal work. There are a lot of different factors that go into how a glaze is going to turn out, and the best way to see how a glaze is going to work in your kiln, on your clay, with your application, is to do your own testing. Before I open this glaze, I'm going to make sure it's thoroughly mixed. My favorite way to mix up my glazes is with a drill and an egg beater attachment. After mixing, it's a good idea to poke around the bottom of the jar with a stick to make sure there isn't any mineral clumped up down there. Sometimes I forget this step, but it's better if I don't. I'm going to be brushing glaze onto my test tiles. I brush my test tiles in 1, 2, and 3 coats with the thickest coat at the top of the tile. I fire my tiles hanging on a high alumina rod to see how the glaze will perform on a vertical surface. In this way, I'm testing for running. With the thickest coat of glaze at the top of the tile, if a glaze is going to run, it's got somewhere to go. I would strongly encourage you to do your own testing with your own clay body in your own kiln before you commit to anything that is way important. This is just good practice, but if you want to live dangerously, you do you. Glaze dangerously and boldly accept any consequences. I'm here for it. I too make impatient choices from time to time, and sometimes it works out fine, and sometimes I ruin a kiln shelf. It's the risk we can choose to run or not. Looking at this textured white stoneware mug, you can see this glaze is a pale, translucent, creamy white with light blue in areas of pooling. It's a little difficult to see on this recording, but there are mid-sized crystal growth in the pooling areas on this mug. You have to look very closely in the light, but the more you look, the more you see. This glaze has amazing depth, layers, and interest. It's one that's hard to capture how beautiful it is with a camera. On the white stoneware test tile, this glaze looks soft, foggy, and light blue. There's much more depth and visual interest on the larger piece that I wouldn't have suspected based on this tile alone. The results are similar on Laguna B-Mix stoneware. The glaze has an overall nice fit and a satin finish, and a very subtle white with pastel blue. The glaze has a similar light blue and white color on the Laguna Frost Cone 6 porcelain, and it looks like this glaze experienced a slight bit of movement downward on this tile as well, so you may take some caution with running if you're working with porcelain. A little extra testing might be needed. The speckles on my speckled clay body bleed into this glaze as light brown flecks. There's much less blue presenting on the speckled tile as well. The speckles from the Laguna Speckled Buff add fuzzy flecks of tan to the matrix of this glaze. This tile is also presenting much less blue, but I think you might be able to get more blue with a thicker application, maybe. More testing on this one as well would be needed. This glaze is a satin matte that leans towards a pastel olive green on my red stoneware. It has very opaque coverage on the darker clay body, even in areas of thinner application. This isn't the best fit for Laguna B3. The color is a tan cream, but nothing to write home about. More importantly, there's pitting on the tile in areas of thicker application, which would lead me to personally pass over this glaze for this clay body. All around, this is a very dynamic and interesting glaze that forms sparkling crystals. In my opinion here, it looked best on lighter colored clay bodies. I really appreciated the subtle crystal growth underlayers of pastel sky blue and creamy white. I would be especially interested in seeing how this glaze layers with other glazes, and may need to look into some combo testing soon. Overall, this is an interesting effects glaze that could be a lot of fun to work with in your studio. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. I hope you enjoyed learning more about this glaze and can make use of this information in your own studio. If you'd like to help support my channel so I can get more glazes to test for you, consider becoming a supporter of my channel right here on YouTube. If you'd like to see all the ceramics I currently have available for sale, visit my website, bluenosetrading.com. If you want to stick around for more art videos, be sure to subscribe to this channel, Blue Nose Trading. Thank you for being here until the end of the video. Remember that you have great ideas that are worth exploring, drink enough water, and I will see y'all in the next video.